Alright, shalom y'all. We up early in the morning, crack of dawning. We heading up to the hub. We're gonna be doing some training. We're gonna be doing some work. We'll be running some data cabling, training the brothers on that. We're gonna be doing some auto repair work, and like I said, we're gonna be doing some weapons training too. So we're gonna have a pretty involved day today. So, and you get to tag along, and we might even get to talk to Pastor today. So we are up here at the land. You see Brother Martez, he's getting the toolbox, and what we are doing is we're going to be pulling the engine on this van here. As you can see, we've already started, got a lot done. See Martez walking up with the tools, and that is what we're gonna begin working today. And as you see over here, we got the other brothers. They're gonna be doing some data cabling. So you see them getting all the equipment together, getting their tools ready, and they're gonna be heading down there to Pastor's house, and they're gonna be wiring it up, and we're gonna be doing our telecom thing of networking. So we got about 3 crews working today, and we're gonna get after it. So we are heading up here. We're heading to the house. The brothers already over there working. I just gotta go get a tool from them, so I'll just show y'all what we got going on while I'm in there. All right. So, right here, this group of cables are the ones we ran, like a backbone down there. And the orange is fiber optic, the black is data. So, and we run it all throughout the house in different places. So. Right here, and they're coming from that point right there. Okay? Right now, and then we already ran through that. Hey, Brother Martez, tell them what you just did and what you're getting ready to do.
Bless y'all. So I basically just took off these mountain bolts right here. I put it in a bag to separate it so we know what to put back later. And then we have the fan and the water pump right here. So we just took the whole assembly off because, you know, save time. And now we're about to go and
put it over there on some wood. So what we do whenever we're pulling stuff off, we never set it on the mounting surface. So what I would do is set it on this, like that. Yep, there you go. So and like I said, what he pulled off is that's good right there. What he pulled off is that's the water pump and the fan.
It's good. Now I'm gonna go ahead and try my best to disconnect the alternator connector from the harness, and also the grounding plug at the back.
So he's gonna take that off, and then he's gonna remove this whole assembly. I'm on the inside. I'm trying to disconnect all this stuff. And Marta, talk a little bit about what you do career-wise and what you do, you know, your mindset.
So career-wise, right now as you guys know, I started at Toyota, the dealership. I started off at an entry-level lube technician spot. So right now I'm just making my reputation known, working hard, trying my best to get in the workplace politics, get to know my co-workers and see their mindsets, and try my best to have that learning spirit, teachable spirit, and the excellent spirit. So I'm able to move up to be able to work on bigger jobs, replacing tires or engine jobs, transmission jobs, anything as such.
How have you been being helped in being a part of this assembly?
I've been getting help because a lot of what we're doing in this assembly really teaches me how to lock in to to a job site and how to have a good work ethic, which translates a lot over to my real workplace environment, as well as these side jobs working with automotive gives me more hands-on experience, since I won't have anything like this just living out there in the world. So this is a great hands-on experience. My hands doing it, I'm getting the muscle memory, I'm getting the sense
developing the mechanical ability or whatever.
Yes, sir.
All right, I'll let you get back to it. So he's one of the brothers here. Like I said, we do in our assembly here, as y'all see, and y'all gonna see as you watch this video, we do we're very hands-on. We do mechanical work, a lot of data cabling stuff, technical stuff. Of course, you know, we do broadcast. So the brothers that come to this assembly and they apply themselves really develop and learn a lot. You know what I'm saying? There's a lot to be gathered here. You just have to have, like you heard Brother Martez say, you have to have a teachable spirit. Hey, Pastor, you said you had something you wanted to show me in the house?
No, I thought y'all had y'all wanted me to answer me as far as the data goes.
We do.
Question from the door. Okay. Well, okay. You're on the phone, right?
All right, y'all. We here up at Pastor's house, and we're here with Pastor. And Pastor, if you could, you know, we're here helping you with your house, but just talk about a little your house. It's a pretty decent sized house. Talk a little bit about what went into you designing the house this way, and while you're doing that, we can kind of just walk through it if you want.
Sure. Well, this particular home right here, you know, we built many homes throughout the ministry over the years. The last 26 years, we have built a lot of homes. And believe it or not, I am just literally getting to my home after 26 years of having communities, building communities, and this is, I guess, going to be, and I'm almost 60 years old. I'm getting 60 years old. You know what I mean? And so myself and the brother, almost everything that is done out here on the land, we actually do 98%. You've seen it yourself, the work ourselves.
Right.
And so I decided to design this particular home right here because I have an office in the place. I have a couple of guest rooms, guest quarters, because you know that we live so far out that when people do come to the community and to live, to visit and stuff, we usually have either a guest room or places that people can stay, if you understand.
Right.
Now, the reason why I made this home so big and stuff, because you can never have enough space. Myself, again, I'm gonna reiterate it again, myself and the brother have literally physically done all this heavy lifting on this. And not only that, not only just us here at Straitway, Tennessee, but I had some brethren come from Straitway, Wisconsin, that actually are professional builders up there, and they actually come down here and help us frame up this roof.
Right.
Which is, it was extraordinary, if you understand what I mean. They literally helped us frame this roof up. And right now I even have y'all here, Straitway, Nashville. Have y'all here? Y'all helping wiring up the data to make sure that we've got everything working right as far as the broadcast go, any other type of communication that we need.
Right.
Y'all are running all that, including all the Wi-Fi lines and you got, y'all got what, RJ42s in there, Cat 7 line y'all running?
Fiber and Cat 6, yeah.
Okay, and of course, you know, our brothers here on the land, I'll keep saying that again, they've done all the electrical work and everything. Now, the only thing that we did have to hire out, because we just don't have anybody that's licensed for it, is we had to have the HVAC work hired out, if you understand what I mean. But this home right here is pretty unique because it has a central boiler unit in it. That means there's a stove that's outside. Y'all can continue to keep working. Don't worry about that. All right. There's a stove outside.
Let's go check it out. Yeah. And you can talk while.
This particular home right here has 3 zones in it. 3 zones in it. And this particular unit right here is a central boiler unit. You can add wood inside of this thing, and I'm going to actually got the guy out here framing up this building, this house right here to enclose it. And you can see the pipes right here. It's got 3 different areas for 3 different zones that are coming in. This is actually going to provide the hot water heater. It's going to actually heat the whole entire home from the floor. And that in itself is going to cut the electric bill way, way, way down.
Right.
Home's going to be extremely well insulated. And again, here it is. Here's the blessing of the Most High right here, is that throughout these years, when I first started some 26 years ago on this land, I've been able to accumulate a lot of knowledge. And then not only that, but the Most High has actually brought brethren into the ministry that has some knowledge. Like I said, when you turn around and you look at, this is just one side of the house. You turn around and look at the back side of this house right here, you can tell, looking at this house right here, that it's actually going to be an extraordinary house. What's good about this house is that everything that we're doing, we pay for it as we go. There will be no debt attached to this home, just like every other home that we've built out here. And of course, that's what the word says. You know, the blessing of Yah is rich and it has no sorrow. And it teaches us that the borrower is a servant to the lender. Now, this is a really nice home. There are people in the ministry that have seen my footprint and my footwork over the years, and they have actually think that Pastor Dow is deserving of it. The labor is worthy of his hire. Mm-hmm. But this is not just Pastor Dow sitting there watching a brother's work. We got plenty of videos for the last couple of years where you see me out here, blood, sweat, and tears, doing the concrete work, doing framing work alongside the brethren.
I can testify because, you know, you have some of these people, they come with these false claims. I was right down there in Alabama, and I watched them lay all them blocks for I don't know how many days we were out there.
3 days. Solid.
Yeah, and look, my body was talking to me. You know what I'm saying? I started getting in better shape, and I mean, you don't see that type of leading from the front from a lot of these people that's out here just running their mouths talking. Pastor, can you talk about, and then we're gonna ride through Straitway, but can you talk about, because I was listening to some people online talk about community that's not doing it. Content creators talking about community, and I guess theorizing what it takes to lead and start and head up a community. Can you talk about the sacrifice it takes? And what we're going to do, we're also, he hasn't always lived like he's going to be living in this house. But can you talk about the sacrifice it takes and it took to be the example that you've been out here with this community?
Well, you know, so I don't forget before, you know, there's some poke salad growing over there. See that poke salad? We need to make sure we get some poke salad so we can make some poke and eggs. So remind me of that, okay? Before we get going, because I don't want it to slip my mind. Now, building of the communities. When we first started this, I had like Teacher Shane, and then Elder Doug came in a few years ago. I had Deacon Bell, the nucleus, solid core brothers. I had brethren with me that is unwaverable, committed. You understand what I mean? Loyal. I gave them the vision, what y'all showed me, because you know the book says, without a vision, the people perish. And now you're looking at the vision coming to pass. Out there on the internet, I understand that they use terms like the Hebrew community out there, but it's all abstract. It's not really a community.
It's not.
You know, when you scan this 101 acres of land, you see in a community.
Oh, yeah.
Because you can tangibly put your hands on homes. You can tangibly put your hands and see livestock.
Yeah.
You can see the cows, the chickens, and the goats, and there's a pond down there stocked with fish and stuff. You understand me? There are people that literally live here on this community and common unity. You can see the schoolhouse. You can see the assembly building. You can see the fellowship hall. You can see the guest homes. You can see all the homes. This is what a community is. A community is not people on social media or on YouTube divided, bumping their gums, talking about the Hebrew community when there's nothing there. Jeremiah said in the 29th chapter, that when you're in Babylon and in captivity, he said, you build you houses and plant you gardens and dwell in those homes. That's what he clearly said. So when you get over to the book of Acts, you see that after the death, burial, and resurrection of Messiah, we're still under Roman occupation. And so the Most High definitely Yahshua gave the apostles the instructions of the way that we should be living while in captivity. And that's where you'll see that all believed were together and had all things common. That's where I got it from the very beginning. And so I started implementing this. And the first thing I did was I started to get out there working, and I saved money over like 3 years. And I had, instead of taking the offerings that would come in and spend it on myself, I would just put it in the pot and continue to keep working. And one time I worked 3 jobs. And then I got down to 2, and then I found another job where I could actually, I had a route and I built it up, and I was making more money on that, but I worked a lot than I was on the 3 jobs, right? And so what I did was I took all that money and I purchased our first piece of land, which was 14 acres. And Straitway was like that for a while. And so I learned how to build. And the way I learned how to build is that when I would be out getting building materials, or I'd be out getting products or getting food for livestock or whatever it is, I would see people that would be framing up a house. I didn't have any idea what to do to frame a house, so I would stop and I would ask them, can I work for y'all? All right. And when I say, can I work for y'all? They said, we're not hiring. I said, I don't want to hire. I just want to be able to work. Just let me allow me to assist y'all. That's all I did. Was just allow me to assist y'all, right? I'm trying to keep it so you can see me forward.
Oh, okay.
All right, so I said, allow me to assist y'all, okay? And they said, sure. And so I would call home. I would tell Mother Carol, I say, listen, I'm not going to be home. Just put my dinner up. I'm going to be out here framing with these guys all day long so I can learn how to frame. I would go to different places, and I was actually see these people doing concrete work. And I would do the same thing, volunteer again. I would buy books. I would read books. I would study these books. And I can tell you one thing, I probably made more mistakes than anybody's ever had, but those mistakes turn into successes. Successful, being extremely successful. Now, not only am I a block mason, but I can do foundations, I can do run heavy equipment, square, frame a building. You understand what I mean?
And the thing is, because again, I was listening to these people who profess to be wise, I guess, online. They make videos, and what they were saying it takes to build a community. Oh, you got to go find people who know how to do all this.
No, you don't.
And
no, you don't.
You have to what?
You have a willing mind. And not only you have to
That's
have a willing
what I'm
mind,
talking about. Talk about the tenacity and the mindset it takes, because like a lot of these people we see trying to bump their gums against Straitway and what you're doing here and what we have going on, a lot of them we can just visually discern the feminine nature on them, the weakness on them, and talk about the type of man it takes to lead a community, to head it up.
Well, you got to have self-driving determination, and it's not for the faint at heart. It definitely ain't the faint at heart, because it's long hours and it's hard work, extremely hard work, and you can't be sensitive and feminine and stuff in order to get this type of work done. But what's really missing in the Hebrew community more than anything, because we are a nation that consistent throughout our history, we have rebellion, just rebellious throughout our history. And it's amazing. You can go to a job and submit to it, and no matter what the supervisor or the manager says, you will do it because you're getting a paycheck. Or you go to the military, you can learn there and be told what to do. No matter what profession you may be in, being told what to do, but all of a sudden when it comes time for somebody to actually lead the charge, to show you what you need to do in order to develop these communities right here, nobody wants to submit to each other because everybody wants to be the chief and nobody wants to be the Indians.
There it is.
That ain't the way it works, though. The Most High even set up an order, even in the assembly. He gave apostles, prophets, evangelists, pastors, and teachers, all right, for the perfecting of the saints,
right,
all right, for the edifying of the body, until we all come into the unity of the faith. But you have got to have leadership. If you don't have leadership, you're going to have disarray, discord, and dissension and division, and you ain't going to never get anything done.
So talk about, because again, I was, unfortunately, I got to suffer through some of these silly ass videos that these people are putting out.
Okay.
And I heard one individual say, he said, we need to separate the Bible from communities. We got to just do the community because everybody want to come with all this stuff. Talk about how important it is, the word. Talk about how important Yah's word has been when it comes to this community and the success of Straitway.
Well, the book says that man should not live by bread alone, but by every word that proceeds forth out of the mouth of Yah. So you cannot do these communities. You cannot live in this common unity and do it without the word. The word is a lamp unto our feet and a light unto our path. Right. And so when you get out here, you understood what it meant when Jesus was a carpenter and Paul was a tent maker. You begin to understand when they put their hands to something, then you watch it come off the pages of the book. You can't do this separate from Yah. And all again, if you do that, you're going to have dissension, division, and discord. And there's no unity in this. You can't. Let me tell you something, Mike. Usually people that start communities. I had actually Pastor Joe Fox tell me this. He did his research. He said usually communities fail within the first 3 years. Somewhere between 3 and 5 years. His failed too as well. Are you following me? And one reason why they fail so quick, because nobody wants to submit and listen to those who have the experience, to those who you can literally see the fruit. I can come from the top of this hill at this particular.
What is that?
What is that? Anyway, I can start from the top of this hill all the way down to the bottom of this hill, all right, and show you exactly the maturation of this particular community right here. And if people want to know how to do this community, what do? Do you go to somebody out there that has a bunch of opinions, the way they believe, they think that the community should be running or the way it should go? Or do you go to someone who has the experience? Do you go to someone who's been successful at doing this, like I have for 26 years just on this ground, been doing this for 30 years? You go to someone who know what they're talking about. You go to the experts. You know, if you're going to have someone design you a house, all right, are you going to go to someone that's just still in architectural school and stuff and they're just learning this? Or do you want someone that's already done designed a few of them? And that way you can understand when you speak to him, he understands your language, where you're coming from, and he can put 2 and 2 together.
Right.
That's what we need. But again, the Hebrew community, just like with the nature of Israelites, is rebellion.
And speaking on rebellion, talk about, because we saw a good example today. You see this guy going on here. This guy's literally spending 9 hours a day wasting people's time, wasting his time, just literally giving them entertainment and hearsay and bearing false witness. And then today, you had a brother call you, Brother Judah Mack, about truly doing what the word says, coming out and actually setting foot, meeting in person, seeing firsthand what things are about, as opposed to just listening to a one-sided story. A lot of the stuff is made up. Can you speak on all that?
Well, the book teaches by their fruits you should know them. And people are not producing much fruit out there, but making 8, 9, 10 hour content. So you can tell these people have no ambitions and no aspirations whatsoever at all to even perform or even try to do this book. When they tell you that they're content creators, that's exactly what they are.
Right.
And that's all that they know. Yep. So they're no expert. The only thing they can do is give you an opinion. They cannot give you substance. They can't concretely speak to you and tell you what it means to actually get out here, put your hand to the plow, and create a community.
Right.
Does that make sense? Right. What was the second part of it you wanted me to answer?
Talk about, everybody. You see everybody's making these videos about you, making these claims. He's an adulterer. They break marriages up out there, this, that, and other. All this hearsay. And the reason we call it hearsay is because nobody's willing to do, again, the footwork to see whether it be true or false. Can you speak on that?
Well, first of all, I remain totally 100% unconcerned about the court of public opinion.
Right.
Which, if we had an opportunity and chance to peer into their lives, we'll see how righteous that they are.
Lord.
But nevertheless, again, you cannot argue with fruit. You understand?
Right.
You just simply can't do it. People, listen, even out there in the political arena, you've got the nation divided concerning Democrats and Republicans. You're always going to have that. And everything you do, there's going to be people that hate you. You've done nothing to them. They're going to hate you. There's going to be people that's going to slander you, accuse you, defame you, falsify information. You're not going to stop that. But what you have to do is remain focused in what you're doing. Remain focused at the task and making sure that you never lose sight of the vision, and to continue to keep growing, continue to keep producing, continue to keep manifesting the work of y'all. Because like I said, we just had a pastor leave here, and the one thing I can ascertain, the reason why that pastor left here after being with the place for 14 years is because I constantly kept giving direction to him about getting out front and leading by example. He, like a lot of these content creators, they believe leading by example is getting on the camera and bumping your gums, or just walking around and pointing fingers and stuff. That's not leading by example. Leading by example is actually being out there in front of the people, leadership, so that people will be motivated by what they see that you do. And then you can be a teacher. And then when you have a teachable spirit, then you can turn around and teach others. And so over a period of time, this man had got to the point to where he actually said to the brethren down there, I don't have to do everything that Pastor Dow tells us to do. Now, if anybody know about these 12 or 13 communities we got, I rarely give anybody any direction or any interference. If I do that, it's because I see something that is lacking. If you've been down here for 14 years and you've done receive over $250,000, and all that you can produce from that $250,000 that you've received over that period of time is one multi-purpose building, out of which we help build. The brethren here on this land help build, and Straitway, Kentucky help build. There's been a gross abuse and a misappropriation of funds. There's been a lot of things. There's not been, people, they know how to get out there and speak to people in order to sway the court opinion, the court of public opinion. They always, remember this, the people who accuse putting forth the finger, the way that these people are today is they pay attention to where the finger is pointing rather than the one that's pointing the finger. Are you following me? Because you can't get him to show you in any way, shape, fashion, or form what he's been able to be capable of producing. And this has been one of the issues, and you're going to have trouble here Straitway if you're going to be a leader in this, and I have to constantly stay on you. Constantly stay on your back because you're not doing like the other leaders are. And so sometimes they'll say, well, he just wants me to be a block mason. He wants me to do this. No, I want you to be what the vision is, because if you're going to prosper, I mean, I've been on this man about getting land for 10 years. 10 years and they still don't have no land whatsoever at all. And because when you get that land, you got to develop that land. And to develop that land, guess what you got to do?
Production.
Work. You got to work.
Footwork.
And you got livestock. You got fencing to put up. You got building to do. You got plumbing to do. You got electric to do. You got wiring to do. You got management to do. You got livestock you got to run and feed and raise. You got a lot of stuff that goes in. And guess what? You ain't got time to be running around playing intramural basketball. You don't have time to get on basketball talk shows for 4 or 5 nights a week, 3-4 hours a day. You ain't got time for all that when you're doing this. And so people get upset. Then they accuse me of having a spirit on me. And next thing you know, they go run to the very people that they have judged themselves. It's hypocritical in a nutshell. But I always tell people all the time, yes, everybody that's ever been to any community has at least provided some benefit. But that doesn't mean that everybody's not going to have your day. When you get corrected, reproved, rebuked, hey, everybody gets that. But it just depends on what ground it falls on.
And we have to have a desire to improve and not stay. Like when you have a desire to grow and develop and get yourself right, you desire correction.
I always say something. I've always been saying this over the years, Brother Michael. It's amazing that when you're in a leadership position, you want to tell everybody else what to do and you expect for them to obey you. But then you as a leader, when you're being told what to do, all of a sudden you're going to commit and incite rebellion and insurrection and then show people how rebellious that you are. But then, like I've always said before, I'm always right until I get to you. I'm always right until I get to you. You understand? Right. A man was one of my greatest cheerleaders in this. You know what I mean? Hey, he will go all over the place as far as speaking and talking to people and stuff. But when it came time to put your hand to the plow, do something, it ain't there. It just simply ain't there. And so we can't have those type of hypocritical leaders in the ministry, if you understand what I mean.
Right.
And it's going to come to pass one day, but I'm planning on doing this until the day I die. And then it's going to go on for the rest of the Israelites. It really truly is. And now you got people out there that's trying to talk about land rights and land inheritance. I made a video about that. They don't comprehend what's going on.
Right.
When the Torah was written, we were free people. We wasn't under the Babylonian or the Egyptian or any other captivity and stuff. So therefore, you couldn't move your brother's landmark or something like that because we had laws for that. Now we're in captivity, and nobody wants to talk about that. They don't want to talk about that we're in exile to Yah and we're separated. You understand what I mean? Because if we were not in captivity, then we could implement our own police force, our own laws, statutes, and commandments that we would actually, we've gotten from the Most High Yah, and we could use our own system of law. You understand what I mean?
Right.
But we can't do that because we're in captivity.
Right.
It's the same way with land. Don't tell me that you are out here and you trying to live the way that the Most High commanded us to live and want us to live in Torah when they were a free people when them laws was given. Now we're over here under Roman occupation, and you think you're gonna still do the same thing? Well, do that and don't pay taxes then on that land.
Right.
Huh? I'm not 501c3, and right now I have this land of just about 95% tax exempt. Just about 95%, and I'm gonna get that other 5 too. Right. You follow me? And so long after I'm gone, the land still belongs to the Israelites.
And that the key takeaway for a lot of y'all is because y'all, it seems like y'all are real good at listening, but real bad and blind at seeing fruit and mindset. When you look at these people, they're making 8-9 hour videos, wasting your time, wasting their time, and there's no benefit in it for you. You see what I'm saying? Then you see someone where he has the proof. You can see the fruit. He has a system, but you got people, they just want to run with what feels good and sounds good to them, but they don't. A lot of y'all don't actually want to do the true work, the due diligence that it takes to really see what's true and what's not. You know what I'm saying?
Like I said, with all the people out there that claim to be in the Hebrew community, I would love to see them all in a room to try to figure out how to do what we produced. I really would. So this summer, we've got Judah Mack coming down to visit the community, and we also have Zion Lex that's going to be coming down to visit community. And they're going to give you their own eyewitness testimony, unlike these false witnesses. They're going to give you an eyewitness testimony. You understand what I mean? These people out here, they're so concerned about somebody else committing sin, but they're not concerned about them bearing false witness, which James says you offend in one point, you're guilty of them all. You're sinning all over the place. So he's condemning somebody, but then you condemn yourself. You're doing the very same thing.
And people are so blind because, again, they just listening. You're not actually looking. Okay? So what we're gonna do, we're gonna go down the hill and we're gonna continue this video a little bit more.
Well, we'll jump in my pickup.
What you're looking at, this is one of the newer parts of the land. This piece up here. Pastor was actually buying this part of the land when I first became a part of Straitway. That was probably 4 or 5 years ago, and then he also bought that. There was a small building right there, but all this other stuff you see has been built. So that they built that building, they built that building, they built that one down there. They redid those houses. They built a little pump house next to that. They redid that house. It has a new deck on it. One of the other communities, they have a business that builds decks. So they put a deck on that building for them. And that's how we're moving. We functioning as a nation. You know what I'm saying? And one of the main things that you that I keep saying is, like, out here in our assembly out here, everything's peaceful. There ain't no contention, ain't no argument. Everybody wants to be out here. It's enjoyable out here. It's peaceful. It's peaceful at our house. All that silliness is going on online. It's all manufactured, you know? So, all right. So, yeah. So, like I said, this part of the land we're on now, you can start driving. Pass was buying it right when I came in. So look at all the stuff that's been built on here. They built that. They built that building back there. This building here. So they built those buildings. They built this building over here, and that's us working on the van. They built that building and the building next to it, storage building. Okay. You know, this whole tabernacle was built by hand, okay, by the hands of the saints, okay, and then the weight room there and the building over there, okay. So again, fruit, a lot of fruit going on. You know, this is step one in evaluating who you're gonna further investigate and research and discern who's the real and who's the fake. All right. So still here with Pastor, and where we're at now is in front of his old or first home on this land. How long did you live in this, roughly?
Probably about 9 years. 9 years.
So what you're gonna see, and the reason I'm doing this is because these naysayers and these liars online, they're like, oh, Pastor fleecing the flock and he's taking advantage of people and this, that, and the other. And I want to show you the humble beginnings. And again, I'm not just talking. We're standing right here in front of it, and we got him right here. So, Pastor, if you can, while I walk around here, just talk about this trailer a little bit, and you know.
Well, this trailer right here, I think I paid $200 for it.
$200.
$200 for the trailer. It actually cost me more to actually move the trailer than it did to actually pay for it. And this whole time I didn't have a lot of building experience and stuff. Now it's just an old storage trailer. The back was out of it, and of course the only thing I did was just put plastic over it because we had a wood stove and stuff. And this is where actually my children grew up in. They grew up in this place. And this trailer was right over there. It wasn't parked right here, but it was right over there. And that's how much I paid for it. $200. It didn't have any running water. And in here, it didn't have a kitchen in this place at all because we eat common unity over in the dining hall. And so this is how we pretty much live. We heated it by wood stoves. It didn't have, matter of fact, we lived out here for the first 9 years with no air conditioning either. So we just had box fans because every single nickel and penny and dime that we put, instead of putting it into conveniences like that, we would put it into the maturation and the building of this community. By going by and building materials and trying to get stable homes, homes up under people. But we had to start somewhere, if you know what I mean.
Right. So just getting a good look at this, but this is what you got to, when you hear these people on here making these accusations, calling him a king, tell the story about your bathtub.
Oh, okay. Well, okay. So Mother Carol wanted a bathtub, and we didn't have any bathtubs. Didn't have no running water in this place. And so one day I was coming home, and I actually drove by a place, and I seen a bathtub on the side of the road. All right, just basically on the side of the road out front. One of these people having yard sales or something like that, and he just had it out there. And so I just picked up the thing and brought it in here. And I told Mother Carol, here's your bathtub. Now, mind you, when we first started this community, we were laughing stock of everybody. They called us a cult and everything else. And of course, they still do that today. You know what I mean? But they said, look at them. They out there peeing in buckets and look, they live in deplorable conditions, which I would agree with them. We're kind of living like the Amish and the Mennonite was. You know what I mean? And so I took the bathtub, drilled a hole in the floor, ran a line out because it's just gray water. And then she would go to this creek right back here, what you see, and she would get 2 5-gallon buckets of water, and she would fill up that tub with that, and that's how she would take a bath. And so that's how the bath tub started. But I always told the people, I say, listen, there are going to be people that's laughing, mocking, deriding, and chiding us, but it ain't going to always be funny. We're going to end up with the last laugh because before I get done with everything, these trailers are going to be null and nil. There's going to be homes out here, and not just trailers. It's going to be homes. And right now,
and it's so funny that now, instead of them saying they living in deplorable conditions, they calling you king now, king, because you building a house up here. But these people, and then I heard the comment, oh, he got some of them people living in houses and they don't even have bathtubs or whatever, toilets in them or running water or anything.
mm-hmm.
But he's not doing anything. This isn't anything he did not do.
Yeah, first
He's done it, and he did it on a lot harder level in order to, what I say, forge this community, forge this model out for the rest of,
You know, it's amazing. The one who started that King Dow stuff is Rufus, right? Rufus started that. And when he first came here, I can show you the testimony. He said that he'll never be leaving these people right here because y'all send him here, right?
Yeah.
But he started this King Dow stuff because over the period of time, the spirit started getting on him. But you know what's amazing is that when they were getting kicked out of the place that they were renting, all right, it was this ministry here, Straitway, that actually only had $60,000. I took 55 of this $60,000 to provide a place for him and his family.
Wow.
He's never lived like this.
Wow.
Never lived like this.
And how were you able to save up that $60,000? By living like this, right?
Well, we work.
We're working.
I had to work.
Working and saving.
Build custom cabinets, saving money. Brothers would go out and work on jobs and stuff, and then they would bring money in. And this what happens. It's kind of like compound interest, if you know what I mean. When you take your resources, you put them together, and then they're managed extremely well. If they are managed extremely well, you can do a whole lot with a little. A whole lot, and then you don't have all the waste that people normally would have. Especially when, for me, I'm not taking the Saints' money and got 2 or 3 closets full of Jordans. You know what I mean? I'm not going out and see that pickup truck right here. We had a couple of pickup trucks. These used to be my trucks like this, right here. We had old trucks and stuff, and we would do things. I would actually wear bib overalls. You know what I mean?
You would what?
Wear bib overalls.
Oh, okay.
Coveralls. And country stuff. Because again, we will work from sun up to sundown every day. When the Sabbath came, you better believe we understood what it was meaning to rest.
Right.
It was a blessing. So trucks like this used to be our trucks and everything. And so, and you have to understand, when you can take your money and take it from the world, and I've been teaching this and living this for 30 years now, Brother Mike, the whole idea is you get brothers that have businesses and brothers that can go out and work, and I include myself, and then we bring the money into the pot. We want to be able to take our dollars and circulate it in our community. We don't want to get it in our hand, and the first thing we do is send it out there. That's how I'm able to help other communities.
Right.
Because whatever money we're compounding, whatever we're building up, if we're not doing a major building project at that time, I can take that money and then help that community be developed.
Right.
If you understand what I mean. That's what really common unity is. And if Rufus and them was really honest and telling the truth, which you don't have to worry about that. You can go back in the archives, look at these videos and speak for itself. You can see me all the ways down in Georgia help building up that place. And you understand what I mean? I'm talking about physically boots on the ground. And guess what? I've done more work down there than in the times that I've been down there than the whole time he lived there for 14 years. And this is not disparaging him in any kind of way, because everybody knows that I'm speaking nothing but facts, nothing but truth. Are you following me? But that's how that the vision of this is supposed to be. We're supposed to be here to be helpers one to another. That's what it's supposed to be. But I don't understand why people have to falsify information, lie, slander. But hey, like I said, the proof is in the pudding. This is the way I used to live.
Yep. So there it is, y'all. So, and you heard him on the top of the hill on how long it's been. He's labored, sacrificed, and everything like that.
Hey, but watch this. So, I made a statement some time ago, and I'm on this a little bit right here because I'm actually perturbed about the false information, the lies, and the accusations and the slanders that's been taking place. Pastor Rufus has the same amount of Ishas that I do. Same amount of Ishas I do. Are you following me? And I said this, and this is how you can tell the acid test of proof. I can take just me and my Ishas who don't know nothing about building, and I can take them and I can build a house with just me and them, nobody else helping. and get it done in one summer. I guarantee you he can't make that claim, and I guarantee he can't do it with him and his family. I promise you that.
And this is where again it comes back to you again. You see some of these videos these people have made trying to talk about doing community. Y'all, if y'all following these people, you going down the wrong path because they don't have the fruit, and you could already see by a lot of their actions that they don't have what it takes to make and run a successful community.
This is our dining hall right here. That actually one time, when I actually laid pretty much almost every single block on this building. Almost every single block I did. I can remember showing you that even my son Chuck, he's like, he's gonna be 37 years old this year. When he was little, he was out here up with me. There was times when there was nobody but just him and I out here building this building.
Wow.
And so then I had the brother helping too, and we extended out the roof. But this is a huge dining hall. It has multiple bits. It has 2 sections in the back: storage room, the kitchen area in itself, and then the place where we eat at twice a day.
All right. So go ahead, Pastor.
Well, here's a particular trailer right here that I actually spent $4,000 on probably about 25 years ago. And we moved 2 single sisters into this trailer right here. At least one sister, she had children at the time. And we split it in half and made a duplex out of it. Now it's just nothing but a storage unit. But as you can see, trailers over a period of time become dilapidated.
Right.
They just don't last like a home does, something that is really truly built by your hands, because they're mostly stamped and stuff. So hopefully this year we get to it. We're actually going to take this down and build a home in this spot right here as well. We have another spot up here we need to be working on as well.
So real fast, talk about the process, because again, it's been accused of you falsely, because what I see here, that everybody's in trailers and everything. Talk about how this community has matured and how there were trailers. Because I remember y'all tore a trailer down right there.
Right, we sure did.
And as you see right there, there's a duplex building there. You have
bungalows,
newly built bungalows, 3 of them there that people stay in. You see all the buildings, but talk about the process of that, if you can, Pastor.
Well, I don't have unlimited resources and funds. Matter of fact, we live extremely poor. And again, since I didn't have much money coming in, we had to make do with what we had. And as we begin to, the business start to flourish a little more, the brothers start bringing in more money, as I become more well-known, and then some people want to contribute to the work and give offerings. It was, again, I'm able to take this money and rather just put it in my back pocket, I'm able to take it and buy building materials in order to build places like this. I actually got the idea of these bungalows right here when I went to Canada to visit the community up there. I actually got in, I took a couple of little measurements, and I said, you know what, I need to build 3 of them. And I'm going to actually, hopefully before the next 2 or 3 years, I'm hopefully going to have 6 more of these built at the top of the hill.
Nice.
Because right now, that was a small schoolhouse, and we have 2 sisters that live in these particular places right here. And they're extremely nice inside. They have their own kitchenette in there. They have their own bathroom with a shower inside those places.
Oh, wow.
A toilet in there. And of course, they have like a living room / bedroom, which is kind of like what they call studio apartments, do stuff like that.
Right.
But they're living extremely well. And over here, we have a 4-plex where we have one of the older sisters that here, and Teacher Shane, he lives on the other side. He's getting ready to get married. And so this is a 4-plex which we build ourselves as well. And so we have 2 places occupied, and we got mostly storage at the top there. I'm gonna get a couple more shipping containers, move all that stuff out, and we're gonna start working on this to get this prepared for a family to live as well.
All right. And then if we go down there further, we're gonna see that there's across from Pat's house, there's more buildings there.
Yeah, more homes.
More homes. But again, like Pastor said, they built this by hand. And it's just amazing to listen to the stuff that these naysayers imagine. And, I've watched them how quickly they'll just come up with something the way they think things are or assume the way they assume things are, but the reality couldn't be further from the truth. And again, you see my boots or my shoes, and they right here on the ground, boots on the ground. Okay, I'm not sitting behind a desk with monitors behind me with half-naked women on them for 9 hours talking. I'm out here walking. All right.
Okay, so this place right here is our shop, out of which I'm probably going to end up turning this into the new schoolhouse, a school building. And the reason being because we have a shop 4 times the size that we built up there at the top of the hill.
Right.
And of course, we built it with our hands too as well. So I'm probably going to make this the new school building in Straitway. And so that's the shop. Because we have our chicken coop over there. You can see a girl over there watering the chickens and getting ready to gather the eggs, or either the sisters have already done it, taking care of them. The goats, the milk goats over here. We got a couple of greenhouses, blackberries, and then multitudes of beds which the sisters planted this morning that has cabbage, collards, kale, and broccoli inside those beds right there.
And let's speak on this real quick. The sisters here at Straitway aren't out there working for Master Charlie out there in the world getting, whatever. Talk about what the sisters here, how this works.
Well, first of all, the sisters have their own common unity here. We don't believe in our sisters going out there and submitting to another man and being under another man's authority, be it at a job or whatever it is. The book teaches that a sister should be a chase keeper at home. So they're literally at home. Like we're able to fulfill the scriptures, and they went from house to house, breaking bread and in prayers because they had favor with God. And that's the way our sisters are here to actually maintain and do the gardens. They do the cooking, they do the cleaning, they do the schooling of the children, homeschool the children, and all of that. They have so much fun with recreation. They're out here with the children. They go on field trips with the to the children and everything. But the brethren, we the ones that build the buildings. We the ones that do the heavy lifting and stuff because they're not designed for that. They have a particular job that they were designed to do, and we have a particular job that we're designed to do. And a lot of times you'll get men make excuses for not doing this because there's really something wrong in them. There's something going on. I believe that there's got to be some type of effeminization that's in them that don't want to actually function as a man, because a man should always be creating himself. A man should always be learning and never stop learning. Never stop learning. And okay, so as we go on here, because we got heavy equipment here, this is the home right here. Again, I did the foundation work with the brother. I actually used this home to teach some other brothers how to do foundations. And this is actually a home that has like a 3 or 4 bedroom on this side and a 2 bedroom on this side. And so it's actually split too. And again, you have to understand this. When we build homes, nobody here pays any rent. Nobody here has a mortgage. And somebody said, well, they give all. Well, 95% of the people that live on this land don't bring in any income.
Uh-oh. Wait. Say that again?
95% of the people that live on this land don't bring in any income. They're actually working here on their own home.
So all you little ringites, like it's like an infection of ringites. All y'all need to take that little piece of information back to him, and that's interesting.
I don't care what they think out there. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Totally relevant. Greenhouses, and then of course this is a freezer building. That's another home we built right there. Right here, built this home, and then of course there's my home right there that I'm living in now. That used to be.
And we're gonna walk over there right now. Okay. Go ahead, Pat.
That used to be the gym and the fellowship hall. When I was living in that trailer down there for 9 years, because after I got everybody settled in the homes, they told me I need to build my own home. And so what we decided to do, because we had built a gym at the top of the hill, is we're going to turn this into a home. Now I realized that if I'm going to turn it into a home, guess who's going to have to frame the house? Myself and Elder Doug. Guess who will have to do the roof and build it? Myself and Elder Doug. You understand what I mean? So that's home. I laid every single block, just about, I promise I laid 99% of the blocks on this building right here. And this building has been standing firm and tall. I'm getting ready to move out of this home to give it to another family, out of which they came from California. When they came here, it was just 2 of them. Well, now I think it's 6 of them because they have children now. So we're going to remodel this home. I got to replace a lot of the wood that over a period of time because they don't make it the way they used to. I got to replace a lot of this wood, redo the soffit and stuff like this, and get the roof done. And before they move in here, it's going to be like a brand new home again.
So, how long have you lived in this home?
I probably lived in this home maybe, I'm not good with time. Let's say maybe 12 years.
Okay, that all
Something
it all
like
lines up. Yeah, that makes
Somewhere.
sense.
Let me ask Mother Carol, how long have we lived in this home right here? Roundabout, yeah.
2007.
So 2007 up till now.
17 years.
Oh, 17 years.
Wow.
So I was off 2 years.
Okay.
So that's how long I lived in this home. And this home is going to become, not only the family that gets this home, but the family that moves here that gets this garage as well.
And it'd be an understatement to say your family has increased in size a little bit since then.
My family personally has increased exponentially since then.
All right.
Because I got 2 little ones there, and of course my Ishas.
All right.
And of course, they don't all live in these homes right here because they all have their own dwelling places that they live in.
All right.
Out of which I built. Myself and a brother built again, if you understand what I mean. Mother Carol's business, Carol L., she just went in at this multi-purpose building right here. The white door right there is where, let's go over here for a second. You can see, for those of you who order products, because every time she goes somewhere, people always stopping her and asking her, excuse me, somebody smells good over here. And so this is Mother Carol's business over here, Carol L., and she don't ever want me to get online and make a video about our products and stuff, but this is where she runs her business at.
It's a real big mess in here today. I have a lot of stuff.
That means business is good.
Business is good. I'm getting ready to process
Carol,
order right now.
And mind you, Mother Carol, her business does extremely well itself, and this is just another way to be able to bring in income.
Hallelujah. Okay, y'all. So, I did a good interview with Pastor, and as you know, I was running around, but as you see with the van, Brother Martez, I can't call him an aspiring mechanic anymore because he was in here really getting after it mechanically. And he's pulled, as you see, he's pulled a lot of the components off the engine. We have our mount here to put the engine mount, the engine removal lift, the engine lift in there. So I suspect next time we come up here, our next visit, we'll be pulling that engine out of this van. And it really wasn't too difficult. He's gotten a lot of work done, even with me being here, but I was helping him with it. And, I was checking up on the brothers on the other 2 crews over there at the house. And I was doing that interview with Pastor. And in doing that, he was able to carry the load. And this is a young brother. So this is the type of mindset. These are the type of brothers you want to be dealing with. You know what I'm saying? Brothers who could carry the load, So he did a good job. Brother Terrence was over there working with Brother Tony and them, wiring up the house. He's been learning a bunch. He came over here to help clean up because we're getting ready to go do some training. Okay, and y'all will get to see, observe the training that we're getting ready to go do. What else? I think that's it for now. We're gonna head on over here to the house, and I'm gonna get the other brothers to start cleaning up and everything. All right, so we're down here, and you gotta come in real close. Yeah. So anyway, we're down here. Been training the brothers here on these platforms on how to basically giving them a basic introduction. Shooting some shotgun shells, stuff like that. AR-15. One of the brothers just got a Jackal. We just test fired a little. We're just giving them a basic familiarization of how to operate these weapons. So with that said, we're going to continue with the training. Who's next? All right, and safety's on. Yeah, just lock that slide back. So, and again, we just test firing it. We don't, the iron sights are on order. The optics and all that stuff is on order. But the brothers are just, you know, this is the brothers' first Jackal, so they're getting used to it.